The sun had barely climbed over the jagged ridges of the Wyoming hills when the morning wind carried the faint cry of a frightened horse. The prairie was still wrapped in the hush of dawn, its golden grass bending in soft ripples beneath the sigh of the breeze. From the far end of the open range came a blur, a chestnut mare bolting wild, her reins flapping like desperate wings, and clinging to that horse half standing in the stirrups was a young woman in a faded blue dress, her hair the color of fire under the morning sun. Her name was Clara Whitfield, the daughter of a homesteader whose land kissed the edge of the Laramie trails. She had always been proud, brave, the kind of girl who'd race the wind just to prove she could keep up. But that morning something spooked her mare. Maybe it was a rattler, maybe a sudden echo from the canyon, but in an instant, her horse was no longer hers to command. Its eyes were wide, its nostrils flared, and its hooves struck sparks against the hard dirt as it charged through the open, plain like a storm breaking free of reason. From the nearby ridge, Colt Dawson, a cowboy who'd been checking fence lines since dawn, saw the chaos unfold. Colt wasn't the kind of man who wasted time thinking when instinct was faster. He spurred his bay gelding Thunder down the slope, the reins biting his gloved hands, the world narrowing to one focus, that terrified girl and the runaway beast that threatened to kill her. Dust exploded under Thunder's hooves as Colt cut across the prairie, his hat nearly flying off, his heart hammering like a wild drum in his chest. He could see Clara now, her hands white-knuckled around the reins, her lips parted in a silent scream as the horse bucked and twisted. For one eternal second, their eyes met, the roughened cowboy and the, woman caught between courage and disaster, and Colt swore he saw not fear, but fire in her eyes. Then it happened. The mare stumbled on a loose patch of rock, her front legs folding under, and Clara was thrown high into the air, a blue streak against the sky. The world slowed. Colt kicked Thunder forward, rising in his saddle, reaching, time itself stretching thin as a whisper. And as Clara fell, he caught her in his arms. The impact knocked the breath from both of them, the force of life and dust colliding in one impossible moment. Thunder skidded to a halt, the chestnut mare racing past in a blur of wild freedom. And there, in the swirl of dirt and sunlight, Colt looked down at the woman in his arms. Her hair tumbled across his chest, her eyes fluttered open, and for the first time, he heard her voice, soft, shaky, alive. "You caught me," she breathed, half in disbelief. Colt tipped his hat, trying to steady his own heartbeat. "Well, ma'am," he said, his voice low and rough as gravel. "Seems like someone had to." He set her down gently, checking her arm, her shoulder, the small cuts where gravel had kissed her skin.